Hola amigos, welcome. Today, we are going to dive deep into one of the most important, most useful verbs in the entire Spanish language, tener. Now, I know you probably learned it means to have, but trust me, it's so much more than that. If you've ever felt like it's just a little bit tricky, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to unlock it all.
Okay, so picture this. You're wandering around Madrid, the streets are beautiful, the sun is out, and your stomach starts rumbling. You're hungry, you need to tell someone. So what's the first thing you'd say? For most of us, we go straight to a literal translation.
You'd probably say, estoy hambriento. And yeah, people will totally get what you mean, but it just sounds a little clunky. It's not quite right. A native speaker, they're going to say, tengo hambre. Literally, I have hunger. And that is your first huge clue that tener is the secret key to sounding way more natural.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the absolute basics, then jump into how to use tener to talk about yourself and your body. From there, we'll see how it helps you manage your life and your plans. Then, the fun part, sounding like a native. We'll even tackle the big showdown, tener versus estar. And we'll wrap it all up with a perfect cheat sheet for you. All right, first things first. Before we can use tener like a pro, we've got to know its basic forms, right? So let's do a super quick review of how to conjugate it in the present tense.
Now, you'll notice tener is what we call an irregular verb. You can see that little E to IE stem change happening in a few of these, but don't even worry about that. Honestly, once you've got these 6 little words down, you've just unlocked every single use of tener that we're about to cover.
Okay, now that we have the keys, let's start using them. We're going to begin with the most personal ways to use tener. We're talking about your age, how you're feeling physically, and even what you look like. So this is the big mental shift you have to make. In English, we say we are an age or we are hungry. In Spanish, you have these things. You have 30 years. You have hunger. You have thirst. You have sleepiness. Getting this one little concept into your head is going to make you sound so much more fluent, instantly.
And guess what? This same logic makes tener your absolute best friend when you're feeling under the weather. You use it to say you have a fever or you have the flu. If something hurts, the formula is tengo dolor de, I have pain of, the head. And it just makes sense. You also use it to say you have a doctor's appointment. See the pattern?
And it's not just about how you feel. Tener is how you describe what people actually look like. You don't say, my hair is short. You say, I have short hair. You wouldn't say your eyes are blue, but you have blue eyes. It's just the go-to verb for all physical traits.
Okay, so we've talked all about your internal world, your body, your feelings. Now, let's look at how tener helps you organize your external world. All the things you own, the things you have to do, and your entire schedule.
All right, this one's the classic. This is the tener you learned on day 1. It just means to have, as in to possess something. I have 2 cars. I don't have money. Super simple, super direct.
Now this is a total game changer. The phrase tener que, followed by any verb, is how you say you have to do something. It is a must know. Tengo que trabajar. I have to work. Tienes que limpiar. You have to clean. You're going to use this one all the time.
And whether it's a doctor's visit, a big meeting at work, or even just a date, you use tener to say you have it in your calendar. And here's a cool pro tip. Notice the word cita? It can mean a formal appointment or a social date. Context is key.
All right, this is where the magic really happens. If you want to stop sounding like you're reading from a textbook and start having real, flowing conversations, you've got to master these next few uses of tener. This is where you really level up. Sure, you could just say, quiero comer, I want to eat. That's fine. But if you want to express that you really feel like it, that you have a craving for it, you say tener ganas de. It means you have the desire to do something. Tengo ganas de irme de vacaciones. I really feel like going on vacation. It just has so much more feeling. This slide is gold. It is the perfect example of why you can't just translate word for word from English. In Spanish, you aren't in a hurry. You have a hurry. Tengo prisa. You aren't right. You have reason. Tienes razón. You really have to learn these as whole phrases. Memorize them, and you will sound so much better. Okay, time to address the elephant in the room. This is probably one of the biggest challenges for Spanish learners. When do I use tener, and when do I use a verb like estar? Let's clear this up right now. Here is the absolute simplest way to think about it. Use tener for internal states that you possess, things like hunger, fear, thirst, and use estar for temporary conditions that you are in, like being tired or being sad. One is something you have inside you, the other is a state you are currently in.
And here is exactly why you need to get that right. Seriously, this is a big one. If you're hot because of the weather, you have to say, tengo calor, I have heat. If you say, estoy caliente, you are telling someone you're horny. It's a classic mistake, and trust me, it's one you definitely want to avoid.
Okay, let's lock all this in with a little rapid-fire drill. I'm going to give you a phrase in English. I want you to try and say it in Spanish using tener, and then I'll give you the answer. You ready? Let's do it. Okay, first one up. How would you say you are right?
Tienes razón.
Perfect. Okay, next one. I am in a hurry.
Tengo prisa.
Excellent. And for the last one, I have to cook tomorrow.
Tengo que cocinar mañana.
Fantastic job. And you did it. You made it all the way through. To pull everything together nice and neat, here's a complete summary of all the ways we use tener. Go ahead and screenshot this slide. It's going to be your new best friend.
So why does mastering this one little verb matter so much? Because tener isn't just about what you own. It's about who you are. It's how you talk about how you feel, what you have to do, and how you exist in the world. It is a massive shortcut to sounding more confident and natural in Spanish. So what other Spanish verbs give you trouble? Let me know down in the comments. And if this helped you out, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.